going to use mics today, so please raise your hand if you have a question.
Ime, usual starting lineup tonight?
Yes.
And then secondly, you were just named a finalist for NBA Coach of the Year along with Kenny Atkinson and JB Bickerstaff. Just what does it mean to get that recognition?
It means our team is doing well, and I'll be at All-Star. It means we're playing well, seeded well. Credit to the guys, but I don't think anybody, not myself anyway, I'd rather win a ring than an individual award.
Jackson.
What do you think about Ime Thompson not being named a finalist for the Defensive Player of the Year award?
I'd rather him be named than me as well. But no, I think a lot has to do with reputation, and he's new to the league, but also probably when I heard about that, I assumed, looking at the other candidates, he didn't start all year, and that might have affected it, but we all know what he does for us, and the league knows what he is, and he can use his fuel or whatever. Hopefully he still makes one of the all teams, all NBA teams, but so he'll, obviously, one of his goals for the future, and I'm sure he'll capture a few of those, so take the snub and use it as motivation.
Ime, with so many guys that haven't played in the playoffs, is there anything you have to protect against or coach against or anything like that, or just same old, same old?
No, we talked about it a few times this week, just, guys trying to share experiences, but at the end of the day, you got to get out there and do it, and first time for everybody at some point, and at the end of the day, it's basketball once the ball is tossed up, and so if there are any jitters, you calm them down, but like I said, I think we played some meaningful games recently, against some quality teams, in-season tournament, those type of things to have our guys prepared, but, had a week of preparation. I'm sure guys have thought about it and all that, but just kind of get out there and do it, and I think all those jitters will go away pretty quickly.
Jimmy Butler, we took 7 shots against you guys last game. In the last 2 games, I think he's taken at least 20. It seems like he's kind of ratcheted up his aggressiveness. Do you expect a different, kind of more aggressive version of him tonight on that?
Yeah, I would say so. I think the last 2 games obviously were to stay out of the play-in and then to advance out of the play-in, and so as always, he ramps it up in the playoffs. I've seen him quite a few times in the playoff series, and saves his best for that time. And so, first game at home, our first game, obviously coming off of a victory we had over them not too long ago. I think he's going to be more aggressive, and that's what he's done recently. Obviously, getting to the free throw line, hunting mismatches and those type of things, but taking some pressure off Curry and knowing the importance of him facilitating the scoring, he's going to obviously come out much more aggressive and get more shots up today.
Your entire team's confidence has never wavered, and that includes your young guys. What have you liked about their confidence and they're not afraid this entire season?
I mean, it goes back to last year. I think, the whole thing was to compete and change the perception around the league, and with the opponents that come in to play us, we did that. And so from there, they saw the results, and we wanted to take another step this year, and we have. And so beating quality teams, playing, up to that level has given them confidence. Finishing where we did has given them confidence, and then obviously in the season having a chance to rest and all that. But right before that, we played those high-level, meaningful games as well to clinch that spot. And so, just more of the same. I think our guys are pretty fearless, go about it the way we do, which is with physicality, aggressiveness, and that mindset on both ends. And that's what I like about our group. The veterans rubbed off on the young guys, but the young guys have that confidence swagger from day one.
When you were coaching in San Antonio in the playoffs, what was the most valuable thing that you learned about coaching in the playoffs specifically? And then when you became a head coach, was there anything new or specific to doing it as a head coach that you learned?
Consistency wins, and if you can get your guys to do that, you give yourself a great chance, but that's no different from the regular season either. It is a game of adjustments and a series of adjustments in the playoffs, and you have to be ready for A, B, C, D, whatever the team throws at you. You have to have response for that, and so not a whole lot of difference in my opinion. The physicality gets ratcheted up, the intensity and all the meaningful possessions and all those things, but I think we do that anyway, so we don't have to change who we are throughout the year. But for myself, it's kind of how I approach it every game, and I'm a guy that will tweak things and move things around and not just stay the same, and so nothing different for me.
Steve Kerr said that Ime Thompson learned the NBA nuances offensively and defensively really quick. When did you start to see him be able to adapt to this game?
Day one, defensively, he has those physical traits and the ability that you can't teach, instincts as well. So the defensive side was day one. I think offensively we asked him to do different things last year, not being a guy with the ball in his hands the whole time, and Alfie goes down, he plays the forward, Fred goes down, he plays the one, and does everything else in between. He's starting at a wing, and so he screened more, played in the dunker more, things he had never done before, and adapted very quickly, but he's added that all to his toolbox, and it has become more well-rounded. But the physicality and the defensive mindset was from day one. Offensively, he learned a few things, and once he goes through them, he seems to catch on pretty quickly and get downhill attack and do all the things he does naturally as well. So last year, it paid pretty quickly, I would say.
Michael?
Is there anything about that finals against Golden State when you were in Boston that you find instructive now when you're defending Steph Curry?
I mean, it's the same as always, not just that final series, but he's a guy that just needs one to go down to kind of spark himself in the team. I would say the experience, and we've had quite a few battles with him 5 times this year, so our guys have seen him, but his experience and the overall experience and corporate knowledge of their team and how they hunt shots for him and those things, I obviously witnessed firsthand, not just in Boston, but over the years in San Antonio, playing against those guys many times. But it's nothing new for me. I think our guys have seen it quite a few times this year, and we had some good battles with them last year, and so kind of got over that hurdle of not beating them for a while and beat them in meaningful games this year. Obviously, to get to a play-in tournament and this late season one, but understanding he's not going to stop, he's going to come back, obviously, and try to avenge what we did in Golden State recently.
Any other questions? Great, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.